You may not have heard of Honor Defense yet, or their new pistol, the Honor Guard, but you will.
This is Magestic.
This new gun manufacturer is hitting the scene in a big way, with what is probably the most feature-packed single-stack 9 on the market today. I like how they worked with military and law enforcement operators as well as firearm instructors to develop the Honor Guard so that the consumer can have everything they need in one concise package. The single-stack 9 market is crowded, and to stand out in the crowd, you have to do a lot of things right. Your gun needs to be very reliable, comfortable in the grip, easy to shoot, accurate, and have excellent ergonomics. The Honor Guard checks off all of these boxes very nicely. In choosing a concealed carry weapon, reliability is of the utmost concern. In our testing, we ran over 1,000 rounds through this Honor Guard without a single hesitation from it. It ran that 1,000 rounds without a single cleaning either, partly because I'm getting lazy and partly because we wanted to see how it would do. Either way, the Honor Guard did exceptionally well. There's a lot of top-notch features to talk about, so we better get started. The one that stands out the most with me is the grip. The Honor Defense has a texture to it that reminds you of a really well done custom stippling job. What it doesn't remind you of is the texture or lack of texture on some of the other single stack 9s out there. This texturing goes all the way up the frame to where your trigger finger rests when it's not on the trigger. There's also just a hint of a finger groove. All of this gives you a very secure and comfortable purchase on the firearm. Another thing that really stands out is this gun has slide serrations on the front and rear of the slide. And not only that, they contour over the top of the slide. This will make the gun easy to get back into action in any condition. It's also really nice because most of the competition only has serrations on the rear of their slides. It really shows that Honor Defense has done their homework and is delivering the best possible product. I'm sure that some of you are wondering why the lower part of the frame sticks out farther than the slide. This is a fist frame model, and that stands for Firearm Integrated Standoff. Should a bad situation arise and you need to shoot from actual contact distances, the slide won't get pushed out of battery, rendering the firearm inoperative, as it will with every other gun. I thought this was a really cool, practical idea, but if it's not for you, don't worry. They're available with or without the fist frame. Next up, the sights, and these are very well thought out too. First off, they are a very usable 3-dot configuration, with the front dot being highly visible. The front of the rear sight has a nice shelf on it so that you can rack the slide off your belt or any other object should you need to, while the rear is contoured so that it won't snag on clothing or anything while being pulled out of a holster. One of the smartest things they did was make the sights compatible with the Glock 43 sights. So if you want to change them, there's already some available. The trigger, in my opinion, is about perfect for a carry gun. It breaks around 6.5 pounds, which is significantly lighter than a Glock 43 and the Shield. It's also notable that the trigger is extremely smooth, like so smooth that you notice it, which isn't exactly what I notice when I pull some of the competitors' triggers. It also has a nice short reset, much like the Glock. The Honor Guard is also fully ambidextrous right out of the box. No having to relocate magazine releases here. The slide stop is also on both sides, and it's a nice low profile so it won't snag on anything. One neat feature they added is the fire control group is removable like on a SIG P320. And this is the serialized part, so it will be able to move from one frame to another in the future. It also makes a thorough cleaning very easy, which mine is ready for. It has a throw lever similar to a SIG for takedown, and it's also notable that the weapon can be disassembled without pulling the trigger for all you safety nuts out there. It's fed out of 7 or 8 round magazines. The 7 is great for concealment, and the 8 is easier to get a grip on. And that's a respectable capacity from a single stack 9. The barrel appears to have a slight crown on it, and I'm not sure it helps with the accuracy, but it sure doesn't hurt. Accuracy is very good out of the Honor Defense, especially for a single stack 9. In fact, I was very impressed at how quickly you can accurately move from target to target. With the sight's trigger, overall quality, and accuracy all working together, you almost feel like you're shooting a race gun. You'll also get a steel guide rod with dual recoil springs that should keep this thing banging for many years to come. It has interchangeable back straps to customize your grip as well. Well, I think that's it, but Honor Defense has packed so much into a tiny package that I may have forgotten something. The Honor Guard is kind of like taking every great feature from every other major pistol on the market and combining it with a custom frame texturing and custom slide mill work. You can find the gun in the ballpark of about $450, which is an astonishing bargain considering everything that you get. If you told me everything this gun featured and said it cost twice what it does, I would still say it's worth it. Honor Defense is giving the consumer a ton of bang for their buck, and if you're in the market for a single stack 9, you have to check these guys out. You won't be disappointed. Like I said, you may not have heard of Honor Defense yet, but with pistols like these, it won't be long before they're the latest rage.